Shalom. Before I get started, I want to say Call Halayim La Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone who rule well and push out this word at a high frequency. Peace and salutations and much love to the elect laboring around the four corners of the earth, giving all diligence to make their calling of election sure. All right. This the brother Atazawam here. Got another lesson through the spirit. It's going to be entitled Corruptible versus Incorruption. And we're going to take a look and examine these words and understand, the meaning of what this is talking about. Okay, because we walking the incorruptible path. All right. And this path that we're walking, this straight gate, it leads to life, which is immortality, meaning everlasting. All right. But following the ways of America and the lust of the flesh is going to lead to corruption or death. All right. It's going to cause you to perish. All right. Hey, the scriptures tell you in John 3:16, for Yahweh so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. And corruption, or the word corruptible, means to perish. All right. And incorruption means purity. OK, so I'm going to start with 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 53. It says, for this corruptible must put on incorruption. All right. And we were corruptible at one point in time without this truth. We was following the flesh. We were doing things according to the world, according to the lust of our flesh. And it caused us to be corruptible. At one point in time, every one of us that's partaking in this labor, we were corruptible. All right. We had the spirit of death on us, man. All right. But it says we must put on incorruption. And how do we put on incorruption? By following the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, which leads to life. All right. And peace, which is what? Following these words, using this word as a stronghold or as a guiding tool to lead you out of the ways of death, and that's when you achieve an incorruptible crown. A lot of people have corruptible crowns. And when I say corruptible crowns, I mean what? They have a position or a level of, fame or glory in the flesh, man. All right. You got some people out here, they drive the best cars. They live in the best houses. They got a lot of money. They sleep with the finest women. They eat the finest food. So they've obtained a corruptible crown, because when you living like that, in such a high position here in America, you're living like that according to the flesh. It ain't according to the spirit. Because when you live according to the spirit, or according to the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai in the evil world, okay, you're not going to obtain that type of crown. You're not going to obtain a corruptible crown, man. You're not going to be living like Jay-Z and Future and all these top celebrities, actors, and things of that nature. They've obtained a corruptible crown. But we must put on incorruption, all right, which is these words, because these words is life. All right, so it says, and mortal must put on immortality. Now, let's take a look at these words. OK, let's take a look at these words and get a better understanding. All right, this is the word corruptible. It means corruptible or perishing, decayed. All right. Meaning when you follow the flesh, when you follow the ways of the world. All right. And you give in to the temptations that make you go off in the flesh. All right. You're going to obtain a corruptible crown, which is death. OK. Now, when you follow the words of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, that is life. And let's get that. Let's get this is John 6, and I'm going to go to 63. All right. Okay. This is St. John 6 and 63. It says, it is the spirit that quickeneth. All right. Because it tells you that the second Adam was made a quickening spirit. All right. So because Yahweh Shai conquered the flesh, all right, it allowed him to become that quickening spirit, and he disperses his spirit, okay, according to the measure that he wants to give to the members of the elect. All right. And to quicken their spirit. All right. It says the flesh profiteth nothing. All right. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. So the words is the incorruption. Following the path of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai leads to life. It's safety, man. All right, it's safety in following these words, even though it may seem like it gets difficult and it gets hard sometimes. But that's because we fighting an uphill battle. We going up against an established society that thrives off the flesh. So in order to beat it, in order to conquer the flesh, we have to put on incorruption. All right, so I'm gonna go back to 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 54. It says, so when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, which the word mortal means death, and immortality means everlasting life. All right, that's where you get the word mortuary or morgue from, death. All right, and we will all at one point in time following the path of death. So, but now through the Spirit, following these words, we've put on the spirit of life. All right. It says, then shall be brought to pass that saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. And, you know, how do we know that that's true? Because when Yahweh perished, because he followed the spirit of Yahweh. And when he perished, what happened? He rose from the dead, meaning death didn't have an advantage on him, man. All right. Death didn't conquer him. He conquered death. Okay. And if we continue down this path, hey, we won't taste death. You know. That's why it says right here, death is swallowed up in victory. Verse 55, O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? Because why? Because even the men that went to sleep in this truth, all right, they're going to be raised back into incorruption. So death didn't gain, it didn't have jurisdiction over those men. Because why? Because the Yahweh Bashim Shai will not allow a man who was following an incorruptible path to be conquered by corruption, because he's conquered corruption. All right. So in return, what is the Lord going to do? He's going to raise his men from the dead. Okay. To show that they conquered death. Okay. So from there, I'm gonna go to in the Apocrypha. Ephesians 4:22. All right. It says, I'm gonna start at 21. It says, if so be that ye have heard him and have been taught by him, as the truth is in Yahweh Shai, that ye put off concerning the former conversation the old man. All right. So the old man represents mortality, death. All right. When you're talking about nigga stuff, you know, you going to church, and you know, you in the streets, and you know, you doing all kind of you know, bull crap, man. All right. You're not thinking about the ways of the Lord. That's the former conversation of the old man that we supposed to put off. It says, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust. All right. Because you give heed to these lusts and you think that they're the right things to do, which that's deceit. All right. Because you don't know the way of truth yet. So you follow deceit to quench your lust, man. All right. It says, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and that ye put on the new man, which after the Most High is created in righteousness and true holiness. And that comes with this territory. You have to be a new man. You have to be a new creature. All right. In Yahweh Bashim Shai. And you have to be built up from the ground up in the spirit, so that you can conquer death. All right. So with that, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Peace and safety to the elect. Shalom.